The latest news out of Kansas City has stirred up serious tension. First, a season start no one saw coming is making even the most optimistic fans raise their eyebrows. And while Mahomes is staying cool, there's more behind this 0-2 start than meets the eye. But that's just the beginning. The offensive line situation has triggered major concerns, and it could affect way more than just pass protection. And if you think that's the worst of it, wait until you hear what's going on with Isaiah Pacheco. Word is, even people inside the team are baffled by his sudden drop-off. Let's start with Mahomes' reaction after the second straight loss. Patrick Mahomes isn't sweating the Chiefs' rocky 0-2 start. And honestly, if you've watched this team over the years, you get why. Yeah, it's uncharted waters for the Mahomes era. The last time Kansas City kicked off a season with 2 straight losses, UD have to rewind all the way back to Andy Reid's second year coaching the squad. That's also the only time the Chiefs have missed the playoffs since he took the reins. But despite that less-than-ideal opening act, Mahomes is calm, cool, and still laser-focused. And it all comes down to one thing: trust. Trust in the locker room. Trust in the guys beside him. Trust in the culture that's been built brick by brick in Kansas City. When asked why he's not freaking out, Mahomes didn't hesitate. He pointed straight to the heart and soul of the team: the people. "It's just the people that we have in the locker room," he said. "We've never started 0-2, but we've had tough stretches. We've lost some big games back-to-back, and every time the guys responded. That's just who we are." And the man's not wrong. This is the same franchise that has been to 5 of the last 6 Super Bowls and has 3 shiny Lombardis to prove it. This group knows how to bounce back, knows how to win when it matters, and Mahomes isn't buying into the panic. "I think we've got the right guys," he added. "They're not the type to get down after 2 games. If anything, this lights a fire under them to get even better." Then there's Andy Reid, who might as well have a PhD in football by now. With over 2 decades of head coaching experience, there's not much he hasn't seen. Mahomes knows he's in good hands. "The coaches are going to keep pushing us," he said. "We'll have a great week of practice and come out ready to play our best football against a good team in the Giants. So now, all eyes are on Sunday Night Football." The Chiefs need a bounce-back win over the New York Giants to snap out of this early funk. A win wouldn't just boost morale, it'd remind the rest of the league that, yeah, Kansas City might stumble, but don't ever count them out. But if the issue were just the scoreboard, fine. The problems run much deeper, and the O-line might be the biggest villain in this story so far. The Kansas City Chiefs might have won a Super Bowl last season, but if they want to keep stacking rings, their offensive line has to get its act together, and fast. This offseason, the front office had some tough calls to make, and one of the biggest was shipping Joe Thuney off to the Chicago Bears. Not ideal, sure, but it was one of those necessary cap-clearing moves to keep the big-picture dream alive. With Thuney gone, the Chiefs went hunting for reinforcements, grabbing veteran Jalen Moore on a 2-year deal and spending their first-round draft pick on Josh Simmons out of Ohio State. At first, the plan looked like a good old-fashioned position battle between Moore and Simmons for the starting left tackle gig. But that idea didn't stick around long. Once the coaching staff got eyes on Simmons post-injury, they were sold. The rookie jumped right into the starting 5 alongside Creed Humphrey, Trey Smith, Jawan Taylor, and Kingsley Suamataia for Week 1 against the Chargers. Now, here we are heading into Week 3, and the Chiefs are still looking for that first win. One of the biggest red flags? The run game hasn't clicked yet. Isaiah Pacheco and Kareem Hunt have been grinding, but the lanes just aren't opening up like they should. And while the line has done a decent job keeping Mahomes upright so far, the overall play hasn't exactly lived up to the hype. Don't just take our word for it. Pro Football Network dropped their offensive line rankings after the first 2 weeks, and the Chiefs, sitting all the way down at number 24. For a unit that looks stacked on paper, that's a wake-up call. This isn't panic time just yet, but let's be real. Mahomes and company can't carry the load forever. If this O-line doesn't tighten up soon, especially in the trenches for the run game, KC might be in for a rockier ride than anyone expected coming off a championship season. And finally, the mystery driving fans crazy. Where's the explosive Pacheco we all knew? The latest update is seriously concerning. Chiefs fans are scratching their heads wondering, where the hell is Isaiah Pacheco? Because through 2 weeks of action, the guy who used to run like he was shot out of a cannon has basically vanished. Let's break it down. Pacheco has forced 1 missed tackle this season. 1. For a guy known for being tough to bring down and making defenders look silly in space, that number's more confusing than a fake field goal on 4th and 23. Now, he did have that fractured fibula last season, but all the off-season buzz made it sound like he was good to go. Andy Reid even said he looked tremendous back in May. That confidence carried into training camp, where coaches and insiders thought Pacheco was back to full form. But now, heading into Week 3, that explosive, angry running style he's famous for? It's nowhere to be found. According to ESPN's Dan Graziano, even the folks inside the Chiefs building are stumped. They were convinced Pacheco was going to hit the ground running. Literally. But so far, it's been a different story. The whole run game, in fact, is looking rough, and it's creating a ripple effect. With the ground attack sputtering, defenses aren't respecting the run, which makes life even harder for Mahomes and his banged-up, unreliable receiving core. It's turning this offense into a one-trick pony, and even that trick's been shaky. In Pacheco's defense, the offensive line hasn't exactly been bulldozing defenders either. The numbers back that up. Still, it's a problem that needs fixing fast. If Pacheco can't tap back into that violent, downhill beast mode he showed in 22 and 23, the Chiefs might need to shuffle the deck. And don't be shocked if rookie Brashard Smith starts to creep into the rotation. Coaches are reportedly high on him, and once he's fully up to speed on the playbook, he could be next in line for a shot. Truth is, the Chiefs are at a crossroads. Mahomes is holding it down, but the O-line and run game are falling flat. If something doesn't change fast, the repeat dream could crash hard. Hit subscribe so you don't miss a beat from this tense moment.